thanks to the media and social media and all the haters out there that actually want to bring up all the ways that you should divide yourself from one another as opposed to unite yourself from one another. If we all agreed, would it not be the most boring fucking place on the planet? Seriously? I mean, having a difference of opinion with somebody and being able to engage in a amicable conversation where you have differing opinions, I think that's great. Some people may think it's awful, but I mean, isn't that what makes us
that's what makes
good?
things progress, okay? Asking questions, being there, and dissenting, okay? Dissent is just as effective of creating progress as working together. Because when you dissent, you come up with different ideas that may be outside the box. Okay, so you might be able to work on compromise ideas that affects everybody and doesn't just follow one path. With that in mind, okay, this morning we released a meme. I think it was yesterday or the day before. You posted something on Facebook, and I can't remember what it was specifically. But somebody came on and said that, well, if you don't like our new president, move to another country. And then said something along the lines of, what was it?
There's so much stupid.
There's so much stupid out there that just it shows how ignorant people really are about what this country's about.
And they're the ones that are screwing it for the rest of us.
Telling people that if you don't like the way this is, move to another country is one of the most ignorant and un-American things a person could say. Okay? Because our country was founded on challenging our government and challenging our rule, because we challenged the rule of England. That's how the United States was formed, was we challenged taxation without representation. Okay? So now we have people that are from the United States who love Trump, who obviously are not really that educated and that interested in being educated, that are going to use terms like, if you don't like it, move to another country, or suck it up, or get over it, he's the boss, or any of that kind of crap. Why is it so hard for people to understand that as a citizen of this country, it is our right and our duty to challenge our officials?
Isn't this like something from the American president?
No, it could be.
Michael J. Fox?
Yeah,
seriously,
they were talking about that.
For
yeah.
reals.
But it's so true. It is our job as citizens of this country to challenge and question our elected officials who are supposed to be representing us, including the president, the vice president, all of Congress, all of the Senate, the Supreme Court. We should be questioning all of them. And the crappy thing is that all the people that are now telling me, well, if you don't like it, move to another country, and it's done, get over it, are the same people that spent 8 years complaining and bitching and moaning about President Obama.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. So, get over it, you fucking libtard, versus I wanted to see the first black president's birth certificate to prove he's not from fucking Kenya. Like, really? Are we just really that hateful and divisive?
We are now. And we have many different reasons to be that way. The media, the biggest, because they have been able to work on this for decades. Okay, ever since the Fairness Doctrine got repealed in the Reagan years.
Was it like 85?
85, 86. Once that happened, news sources didn't have to give both sides of the story. They didn't have to be truthful. And now what do we have? Fox News.
Which isn't fucking news, which is why Canada said,
and for
hey,
those
fuck
of
you guys.
And for those of you that say, well, they're the best news on there.
Oh,
okay,
fuck you.
If they're the best news and they're actually teaching facts or spouting facts, then why does Canada refuse to allow them to broadcast? Because they are in violations of Canada's truth laws for media. Okay? That should tell you that if a whole country won't let them broadcast because they don't tell the truth, or they only give one side of a story that may not be completely accurate, that should be a pretty good indication that they're not the right stuff.
And you know what? That's an entire country that doesn't want to come here because we're less advanced than them. Get over it. We're so I don't want to say third world compared to them, but we are so far below where we should be. Technologically,
we are south of Canada, so with your directions of up, down, right, left, that kind of, But, that's the thing. People don't seem to understand the idea that here in the United States, we have freedoms, and we have to defend those freedoms, okay? And you don't defend those freedoms by telling other people if you don't like it, move away. You defend those freedoms by questioning our government. You defend those freedoms by questioning politicians who are obviously doing things for their own benefit, not the benefit of the people they're supposed to represent. Okay? You have to question these things. You have to be a part of what's going on. Shouting about it and screaming about it on Facebook is not participating. Okay? It's just not. So what's the point of spouting all this crap on Facebook if you're not actually going to step up and do something at home?
Well, realistically, if you agree with a racist, bigot, misogynist motherfucker, are you going to actually question him if you have the same viewpoints?
Well, that's the other problem. Okay? Why is it okay to question President Obama, but it's not okay to question Trump?
That's my fucking... that's exactly my point.
I'm a Democrat, okay? And I have been for, and I've been left-leaning for most of my life, okay? I question Trump. I question Obama. Because there are things that I did not understand and I did not like.
Like the TPP and
the TPP,
blah, blah,
the
blah.
Trans-Pacific Partnership. There are things that President Obama did that I did not agree with. And I questioned that because I'm a citizen of this country. I understand, and I'm not ignorant to the fact that as a citizen of this country, that is our duty. Okay? You can't just sit in this country and act like everything's going to be okay and not try to be a part of it. If you want to do something, get out there and do something. Be a part of something. Question your representatives. Question your senators. Because I guarantee you, they're not all acting in your best
interest. But you
interest.
have to be smart enough to know actually the process and what's going on.
You don't have to be smart enough. You have to be educated enough. Okay?
Most people aren't.
Well, that's the problem, is we have dumbed down our country so badly.
Trump's going to make America great again. Really? Yeah, he's
that has nothing to do with education.
Bang up, start.
Okay, that has nothing to do with education. I'm specifically talking about people who are not educated enough to understand how our country works, how our government is supposed to work. And Trump has nothing to do with that. Okay? I'm specifically talking about, why don't we teach civics anymore? Why don't we teach government like it's supposed to be taught? Why do people not understand what the Constitution is? Because it's not taught anymore. Nobody bothers to teach it anymore. Everybody's getting all of their information off of social media and off of fake news channels, which most of them still are nowadays. You can't really get a good news station anywhere anymore because they're all following the same bosses, right? So how do we fix that? Okay, how we fix that is we start striving for information. We start researching. We start using more than one or two sources. Okay, it's real easy to filter out the bullshit by just paying attention and looking at different sources. Quit saying, oh, well, I can't trust Snopes because they're too liberal. Okay, well, facts are not liberal and facts are not conservative. Okay? How they're interpreted is how it's different. Okay? But the fact of the matter is, for example, in the past 8 years, unemployment's gone down. That's a fact. Conservative, liberal, whatever, it's a fact. Everybody can see that. How you interpret that is different. Okay, but the fact is, since 2008, unemployment has gone from like 10-something% down to like 4.5%, 5%. Okay? That is a fact. Since Obama took office, the Wall Street has gone from about 7,000. The Dow has gone from like 7,000 or something up to 19,000 in 8 years. That's a fact. Okay? I don't care what news station you listen to or what. Facts are facts. Quit acting like everything has to be interpreted towards a certain ideology. That's not the way things work. If we spent more time actually being logical instead of reactionary and fearful, then our country would be a totally different place. And we would not have President Trump right now. He played on the fears of a bunch of ignorant people, and he played on the fears of people that feel like at least he was trying to listen to them, even though he wasn't. He was doing everything he could,
Idiots.
just like he said in the 90s. If I run for president, I'm going to run as a Republican because they believe everything. Yeah, and he proved you guys right, okay? But it's not just the Republican side of that that's a problem, okay? Because the Democratic side of this whole situation is the same thing, okay? Democrats did not listen to the people when the people said they didn't want establishment.
Oh, shit.
The Democrats did not listen when they said we want something that's not establishment, that we want someone that's not part of the system or that's not buried by the system. Okay? There's a lot of things that nobody listened to over the past year, and that's why we have a Trump presidency.
And you know what? Who cares why we came to this point? We need to figure out how he can not get reelected. We need to be proactive instead of reactive. I'm so fucking tired of this. People are still arguing between the primary shit between Bernie and Hillary. Fucking move on. We have a reality TV show as our president. Let's get him fucking fired. We can't do it if we don't all band together and get our heads out of our asses.
Well, we can't get him fired anyway.
Well, I'm just using that because that's his stupid line from his stupid show.
Yeah, well, it's not just about the presidency, okay? It's not just about that. It's about all levels of government, okay? We keep electing the same people to go to the state capitol in Arizona and do the same thing. Rape education, give a whole bunch of tax breaks, and try to put religion back into schools.
But then let's continue to bitch about how bad things are. Sorry. Okay, sorry.
We spend too much time putting the same people in power that are doing the same things to us over and over again based on fear. And until we actually stop being afraid and actually start doing something about it, we're not going to get anywhere. So, for those of you that are listening out there, what you need to do is you need to start being active. If you are in Arizona, there is this cool thing called Request to Speak and Bill Tracker. And what these tools are, the person, anyone in the state, can log in, can track bills that are going through the process. They can comment on bills in committee. So what happens is you can actually go in, vote yes or no or neutral on a bill that's in committee. You can say, yes, you want to speak, no, you want to speak, don't want to speak, or I will if I have to speak, or something like that. And I think there's a 250-character comment section that you can leave some sort of message. Okay? Our legislators in Arizona need to hear from you. And you need to participate. And by participate, I mean stop shouting about it on Facebook. Get your ass off of the couch. Get down to the Capitol. Get signed in to Request to Speak so that from home you can actually participate in government where they will actually see the stuff that you're doing and how you feel about what they're doing. Because I think if a lot of people in all these different places actually saw the types of bills and saw what they were doing at the Capitol, they might not vote for them. I know that's crazy, but it's a possibility. Are you not participating anymore?
Are we muted?
No. I'm asking you a question.
No, I was just flipping through my social media.
Anything good?
No, not really. Just the opposite,
Nope.
as usual.
Here's a dog. So, those of you that have not learned how to use Request to Speak, we actually teach a Request to Speak class online in a webinar form. So I can teach you how to use the Request to Speak. All it takes is an hour or so of your time. That's it. It's not that difficult. Problem is nobody wants to do it. And that's where the problem is. People don't want to participate. They don't want to have to actually do something.
And you don't have to actually concentrate on every single bill from every single legislature. You can pinpoint it down to your legislature, down to your specific I don't know, whatever the fuck drives you, whatever
Whatever